Only one eye, please. And yeah, hopefully you have quorum. Going to start now. AEP Mali Mali, AEP SN Senegal, AFAN Niger, AFAM Guinea, ASFAB Benin, AFOP Austria, ANEP France, APEF Portugal, APHA ASP the United States of America, APS Japan, ASEP Switzerland, ASEPA Algeria, ATEP Tunisia, BPHG Germany, BPSA Bulgaria, BPSA the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, CEFAM BF Burkina Faso, CAPSA Cameroon, CAPSI Canada, CPSA Croatia, CZPSA Czechia, Dushifusu Slovenia, EPSF Egypt, FASFA Romania, FIF Spain, FEFAMEX Mexico, FIP-SA Finland, FJC-PPHA the Philippines, FOP Nepal, HUPSA Hungary, IFSA Iran, ISMAFASI Indonesia, JPSA Jordan, KNPSV the Netherlands, KEFSA Kenya, KNAPS Republic of Korea, LPSA Lebanon, MPSA Malta, MyPSA Malaysia, NAPS SL Sierra Leone, NAPSA Australia, NAPSA Serbia, NOPSA Norway, NUSPO Singapore, and ZAPSO New Zealand, OEQF Guatemala, FAMSA UL Liberia, PPSA Poland, PSAT Thailand, PSFGH Ghana, QFAS Qatar, RPSA Rwanda, SAPSAF South Africa, SOP Denmark, SPSA Slovakia, TAPSA Tanzania, TPAYC Turkey, TUPS Estonia, UPSA Uganda, UPSF UAE, and ZPSA Zimbabwe. We can do a 10-minute countdown. If in case your MO has been read out, please type an I on the chat box. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drawing the line, crossing extra fingers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we have 28 votes in the House, but then some people haven't renamed themselves, so I don't know if you are. Okay, I know who you are and I know your MO, but then I need you to name yourself properly. Desire, please include Sefam BF Burkina Faso in your name. Yeah, but we're just above. Okay, guys, should we accept CAPSA Cameroon and IFSA Iran or not? Last time we cut off FAMSA UL Liberia and KEFSA Kenya. Maybe Chair, what do you think? Or we get a feel of the room?
Okay, let's try a feel of the room. So stop using the thumbs up or thumbs down now, please. So just first, my view on this is if people before were not accepted, they should not. However, I think it's valid for us to ask again, given that we want quorum, right? So let me see some thumbs up on the chat if you want them to be approved, to join here. Okay. I can see it. Okay, that's very nice. So you can stop now, please. I can see here on the participants, those who raised the thumbs up. Is there any thumbs down? Don't be shy. You can do it. All those who don't want to be given the vote for them, just put the thumbs down. I see no thumbs down, Michelle. So for me, I would say that seems okay for us to accept the new votes for this session of the GA.
Okay, thank you. Yes, EPSA Ethiopia, you delayed in paying your membership fee. Therefore, as per the rules and as guided by the treasurer, you won't have voting rights for this general assembly. Thank you. Over to the chair.
Thank you very much. So can I have the screen for us to look at before I ask for procedural motion? I'm not sure who is doing the streaming of the system for us. Can I please have it on? So, Michelle, who is doing the screen for us? Showing the screen?
Okay, the chairperson of internal relations was to do it, but let me just double check if she's in the room or. Okay, I can do it, then use my other laptop. Oh,
Sally
he's
is here.
around. He's
Sally is
around.
here.
Yeah.
Yes. We're waiting for you, Sally.
I need co-host. Thank you.
Yes. I cannot make you co-host.
Sorry.
Michelle can.
Yes, sorry, give me a minute. Sorry for the technical. Okay, you're good to go.
Okay. I still cannot see. Oh, now I can see it. So great. Can I have the procedural motion to resume standing orders? Okay, we have a PAF Portugal followed by KNFSV the Netherlands. So anyone against resuming the standing orders, please say something on the chat. Okay, then we have unanimous. The standing orders are resumed, and we go immediately for the next motion. So now we are going to read the motion 82. Wait. But still not open the floor, so I will not let you speak, Sally. So motion 82 proposed by the EXCO. This, the 72nd IPSF General Assembly, mandates the IPSF Executive Committee to develop and implement an appropriate structural framework for the position of event manager, formally integrating the role into the bidding support process, the pre-screening of bids submitted to the General Assembly and regional assemblies, and the review and support of budget proposals and financial reports for all IPSF global and regional events. To give motivation on this, I give the floor for the expo. I believe that Sally, that's for you. Sally, you might have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Sadir and Chairperson of Internal Relations. I will be explaining how the event manager currently works for your information moving forward for the other incoming motions as well. So we hosted the event bidding workshop as a capacity building for a member organization interested in bidding on how the process goes. This year, for the first time, Internal Relations team have started having meetings with confirmed 2027 hosts to touch base with them and also started collaboration with professional development for TTCs, which proved fruitful and strengthened the involvement of event manager and Chairperson Internal Relations. However, with the current hosts, we only have follow-up meetings with them. We only had complete follow-up meetings with only 2 event hosts, and the others were unresponsive despite our continuous follow-ups. So the currently internal relations team is not involved with the reception committees, while we give freedom to our host member organization and not to directly involve with in nature. This can be structured mostly through registration teams or reception committees, but of course, next Exco can see what other aspects can the internal relations team be also involved in. But the structuring the event manager and chairperson interactions to the registrations is crucial, as I have also investigated past events for the reception committees, admitted registration with non-event template CPCLs signed by previous CPs and previous mandates, and unfortunately forged CPCL by non-IPSF members, and this has to be changed, and internal relations team is in the best place to support. While we have further incoming motions separating these aspects, it is beneficial for next Exco to establish structural framework for the event manager all together under this motion, which will also be resulting in proposed changes to ODs. I had the privilege of working with a remarkable event manager who was also the former APPS chairperson and brought a valuable experience to the role. However, unfortunately, her expertise was not fully utilized. This was not within my direct control, but rather a consequence of the current system, potential institutional loss of knowledge, and the lack of recognition that the internal relations portfolio is currently the only portfolio directly responsible for managing and supervising all IPSF events. As a result, we have faced and continue to face significant repercussions within our assemblies, including challenges with event bids, financial reports, and proposals that have not been successfully passed. These experiences have highlighted to me the need for stronger institutional mechanisms, better utilization of existing experience, and clearer structure for event management and oversight. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sally, for the motivation on the motion 82. I now open the floor for discussion. Okay, I see no interventions, so I'm going once. I am going twice. Thank you very much, everyone. Now the floor is closed, and we will move for open vote on the motion 82. All those against the motion 82, please vote on the chat. All those who abstain, please abstain on the chat. Thank you very much, Sally and Nexco. The motion 82 is approved unanimously. Now, let's see. The results are in, and we move for another one on the events. So motion 83 proposed by the Executive Committee. This is the 72nd IPSF General Assembly mandates the member organizations intending to submit a bid to host an IPSF global or regional event shall be required to consult with the relevant regional chairperson, the chairperson of internal relations, and the event manager prior to the submission of the bid. I give the floor for Sally for motivation on the motion 83.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Sally, Chairperson, Internal Relations. So as I also previously mentioned, I will give it just a very small motivation. In the previous mandates and the current mandate, we have seen bids not aligning with IPSF official documents, regulations, and values. This motion will help internal chairperson, the event manager, to be involved in taking a look at the bids of member organization and helping them shape their bids accordingly to be submitted to the assembly for a smoother election and smoother election at the assemblies, and this will also help reduce the time spent during open and secret discussions about the parts of the bid is not aligning with IPSF official documents and our values. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the motivation, Sally, Chairperson Internal Relations. Now I open the floor for the General Assembly for comments. I'm going once. I am going twice. Thank you very much, Sally, for this another motion. We move now for voting. So all those against this motion, the motion 83, please vote on the chat. All those who abstain for motion 83, please react on the chat. Thank you very much, Sally and the Executive Committee. The motion 83 is approved unanimously. Let's wait for the votes to be on the screen. Great. Now we have another one on events. So then the motion 84 proposed by the Executive Committee reads, this, the 72nd IPSF General Assembly, IPSF event hosts shall be required to consult with the event manager prior to the submission of their financial reports to the respective General Assembly or Regional Assembly. I will give the floor for Sally for motivation.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor, Sadia, and Chairperson Internal Relations. So this is a collaborative motion with IPSF Treasurer. Multiple financial reports for events have not been passed or laid on the table this mandate and also previous mandates, which needs to be changed. Additional support to the event host and utilizing the experience of event managers needed. Also support to the supporting the treasurer, especially if they don't have hosting experience, is quite crucial. So this is a motivation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sally, Chairperson of Internal Relations, for the motivation. I open the floor for discussion. Okay, I am going once. I am going twice. Thank you very much, Sally and Executive. Now the floor is closed. Right? So now we move for voting. All those against motion 84, please react on the chat.
Pues es que no me puedo grabar porque estoy en videollamada, ¿no?
Okay, all those who abstain? The motion 84 is approved unanimously. Thank you very much for this. We now move for another one on events coordination. So now I read the motion 86 proposed by the Executive Committee. This, the 72nd IPSF General Assembly mandates the Executive Committee to shall further integrate the event manager, where appropriate, through co-option to the reception committees of IPSF events in order to maximize the effectiveness, continuity, and institutional value of the position. This motion shall be implemented and reviewed by the 73rd IPSF General Assembly. I understand that maybe there is a grammatical change here on mandates the Executive Committee to further integrate, or the Executive Committee shall further integrate without the mandate. Just on a comment from my side on the English. But while we see this, I will open the floor for discussion. Just for me to have some clear of mind, and not going once and twice again, I will ask again for you to make some thumbs up to see who is here with us today. If everyone is here, if there are not some people missing. Okay, thank you very much. I'm checking here the thumbs up from everyone. Okay, so I will assume that everybody is here. So the floor is open, but I will start counting. Going once. Going twice. Now the floor is closed for discussion. All those against motion 86, please vote on the chat box. All those who abstain for motion 86. As I see no one against or abstaining, the motion 86 is approved unanimously. Thank you very much, Sally and Exco, for the work on the events coordinator. Now we have a motion coming from the regional level. So now, yes, I will give for you the motivation, Asra, but let me first read. So we will now see the motion 87 proposed by the European Regional Assembly. So I understand that maybe later we have to put this 7 seconds General Assembly, but I read as it is on the screen now. This program should include first aid, pediatric first aid, and life support and mental health first aid. A course covering the basic international sign language with a focus on medical science may also be considered. Existing IPSF programs, such as Leaders in Training, may be incorporated into an extended version of the program. Okay, can I have Sally, can I have the screen moved for the long motion screen so we can read all together? Yes. So we 80%. No, I think that's fine to read, at least for me. Let's see. Perfect. So let's read again. This is the 7 second. The IPSF General Assembly recommends the chairperson of professional development to develop a component of the professional development portfolio can be delivered within 48-hour window and offered annually. This program should include first aid, pediatric first aid, life support, and mental health first aid. A course covering the basics of international sign language with focus on medical science may also be considered. Existing IPSF programs, such as Leaders in Training, may be incorporated into an extended version of the program. An interim report shall be published by the Chairperson of Professional Development for review at the 73rd IPSF General Assembly. This motion shall be achieved by the 74th IPSF General Assembly and reviewed at the 74th IPSF General Assembly. I give the floor for Asra, Chairperson of Euro, to provide motivation on this.
Thank you. Am I audible first?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Thank you, Chair, for the floor. As the Chairperson of Euro. So pharmacy students and young pharmacists are increasingly expected to contribute healthcare beyond the traditional scope of medicines-related care. As future healthcare professionals, IPSF members should be equipped with practical skills that enable them to respond confidently and effectively to emergencies, support vulnerable populations, and promote well-being of those around them. And the proposed 48-hour professional development program aims to provide an accessible, standardized, and annually required opportunity for IPSF members to develop essential skills that can be applied to both within beyond healthcare setting, including first aid, pediatric first aid, life support, mental health, that would allow participants to build competencies in responding to physical and physiological emergencies while strengthening their confidence as healthcare professionals. Furthermore, incorporating existing IPSF programs such as Leaders in Training into extended version would allow the program to build upon resources that expertise that already exists within the Federation. Establishing new program as an annual component within the PD portfolio will ensure the continuity, sustainability, equal opportunities for the future IPSF members. A defined time frame also makes the program feasible to deliver for during IPSF major events. Finally, requiring an interim report for the 73rd General Assembly and compilation and review by the 74th General Assembly provides a structured mechanism for the monitoring progress. Through this motion, IPSF can strengthen its commitment to practical and professional development, emergency preparedness, mental health awareness, inclusive healthcare, and leadership. The program will equip pharmacy students with skills that are immediately relevant to their communities while reinforcing the role of IPSF in preparing future pharmacists to be component and adaptable to healthcare professionals. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Asra, for the motivation on this motion. I would like to open the floor for discussion. Okay, I see no one. So I am going once. I am going twice. As it was already approved, also in the regional level by Euro. So I am now closing the floor for discussion. And we are moving to the voting. So all those against motion 86, please react on the chat. All those who abstain, please vote on the chat. Thank you, European Regional Assembly, for submitting this motion. For the General Assembly, thanks ASRA and thanks the Executive Committee as well for the work. The motion is approved unanimously. So I can see here on my list the ones for the coordinators that were voted on Bangkok. And I understand that this one should be the next. Let me know if I'm wrong. Also, well, let's keep on this screen for now. So let me read the motion 92. So again, especially for Michelle, if something is off, let me know. So now these are motions from members, organizations that we have. So now I read the motion 92, proposed by BPAG Germany and seconded by LPSA Lebanon. Yeah, it's good on the motion screen. You can leave like this, Sally, for us. Technical from Michelle. You have the floor, Michelle.
Thank you for the floor, Chair. For the floor, Chair, Michelle Maibe, PSF Secretary General. We have motion 89 and 90 and 91 before we get to the ones from member organizations. Yeah. We have three more motions.
Yeah. Just a clarification from my side, Michelle. Those are not the ones that we voted in Bangkok, because see, they even have the results already on the database. So, and they have the time, exactly times that we did this motion. So what I understand is that 89, 90, 91, and 88, they are already voted upon. We have the results for them.
Okay.
And I remember very well, those are the ones for the coordinators that did not submit reports. So we had 2 hours and a half of discussions on this.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, I can see that the heartbeat database is changing now as we talk. So someone is changing the system. So you have to guide me, Michelle. What is next on the live agenda?
Okay. Can I maybe update the motion numbers? And then 89, 90, 91. Okay. So maybe, can you go to 92, motion number 92 again? I think it should be updated.
Yes. On a dev's note, developer note of the system, yes, let's try not to change numbers of motions that already happened and already had votes. It's always good to keep a database. So let's move on then. We have the motion 92 proposed by the Executive Committee. This, the 72nd IPSF General Assembly accepts and adopts the investigation report on the expansion of membership eligibility criteria. Who would like to make the motivation on this? It will be Sally. Sally, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Sadat and Chairperson Internal Relations. Throughout the year, we reviewed the eligibility criteria for all membership categories and assessed whether they were sufficiently inclusive of the different pharmacy and pharmaceutical science education systems worldwide. Review some different education programs and membership of different NGOs and their criteria. The investigation concluded that the existing criteria for individual membership, member in association, and full membership were appropriate and did not require any changes. For the length of membership, we have 3 years of pharmaceutical science programs at minimum and PharmD programs at maximum, with 4 years post-graduation membership eligible to expand to 7 years to 10 years in total, which will represent the youth in pharmacy and pharmaceutical sciences. For MIA, we take applications from all countries and territories already. For full member, the only additional eligibility is to be a UN member state. We investigate if we can change this eligibility. However, with our longstanding partnership with the United Nations, this was not deemed to be possible for now. However, we define areas of improvement with our affiliate memberships, particularly alumni and friends of the Federation. For alumni, we propose an update to the eligibility criteria to address an inconsistency in the official documents and allow IPSF to better utilize the experience and expertise of its alumni. For friends of the Federation, we propose clear, defined privileges, including access to selected IPSF activities and attendance at World Congress and regional symposia, and subsequently added the eligibility criteria of being 18 years of age or older, as they will be attending our events. Unfortunately, these proposed changes could not be brought forward at this General Assembly, as both require amendments to the IPSF Constitution. Due to the timing of the submission, they could not be included in this GA. I apologize for the timing of the submission. Although the changes themselves were therefore not achieved during this mandate, the investigation was completed, the gaps were identified, and well, for now, only the proposal were developed for future consideration at this point. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Sally, for the motivation of the motion 92. I open the floor for discussion. Okay, so I'm going once. I am going twice. Thank you very much, Sally, for the motivation on this. We will move for voting now. So all those against motion 92, please vote on the chat. All those who abstain on motion 92, please react on the chat. Thank you, Exco, for the motion 92. It was approved unanimously. So let's wait for the results to be on the screen. Yes. So now we will move on. So now we are going to move for... All good, Michelle?
Sorry.
Okay, so now we are moving to motion 93, proposed by the Executive Committee. This, the 72nd IPSF General Assembly accepts and adopts the IPSF Strategic Plan 2026-2029. I will request the Exco. So Dorian, you have the floor to provide motivation on motion 93.
Thank you for the floor, Dorian President-elect. So as everybody is aware of, this year was the year that we need to actually put the new strategic plan in our progress, and it was the strategic plan 2026 to 2029. We have had a strategic plan working group working on this document, and we tried to gather people from different backgrounds and different portfolios to work on this. We have also shared the strategic plan, which was related to member organizations, the points, KPIs, and everything to CPs, SEOs, alumni, and HLM back in March. And we gathered all the comments and all the changes that needed to be implemented and add them also to the final version of our strategic plan. And as you can see, the structure of the strategic plan, which is shared with you in the General Assembly folder. It's different with what we have seen in previous mandates. We try to make it more clear, try to focus on different portfolios and each of the portfolios that we have inside the executive committee, and also to assign different exco positions to all the different KPIs that we're mentioning, and keep track of all the updates which is going on from different federations as well, like getting ideas from FIP strategic plan to other of our partners, and also going with the trends and new things which is coming up into the pharmacy education, like AI usage, and also practice the best way possible to encourage the federation to move forward. And another change was, as I mentioned before, data gathering for the federation is more important than what we have seen in previous mandates. So we try to also add points regarding gathering data and information from different portfolios so that we can have a good database for the future mandates moving forward from this strategic plan. Also, as you have seen, we have a forum to collect suggestions for this strategic plan. And I do believe that this can be beneficial for the upcoming years and after these 3 years for the president-elect working on the upcoming strategic plan to add or even edit different points. If there is any new comments regarding the upcoming strategic plan, I will be grateful to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Dorian, for your motivation on this motion. I would like to open the floor for discussion. Yes, someone to speak. VPAG Germany, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Lisa, BPHD Germany. Thank you so much for drafting this new strategic plan, for gathering and respecting all of the inputs from the members of the working group, and for then putting this plan together. We think this is a very well thought out strategic plan. Our comments are just of kind of formal nature, and we'll be happy to send them in text as well. Sorry that we haven't done so prior. We just hadn't had the time to look through it properly beforehand. Okay, so our comments. Goal 4 is complete in the first introduction on page 3, but then is missing its last part when stated again on page 10. The S of KPIs should be small throughout the whole document. A suggestion to maybe introduce the abbreviation EXCO at the beginning when it's mentioned for the first time, so that the strategic plan is accessible for everyone who might not know what EXCO is. Then objective 2.1 is missing a comma or an and. Also under 2.1, the responsible person should be in italics. Objective 3.2 is missing some assigned responsibilities. We think it would in general be good to have responsibilities after every KPI. Then we also would suggest deleting some M dashes that, we know M dashes from the pillars and from objective 4.1. Then 4.1.4 and 4.1.5, we believe are missing pharmacy education as a responsible person or portfolio. Then under 4.3, we also have...
Your time
is my time up?
Yes,
all right,
your
I'll
time
do a
is up.
second comment. Thank you.
Yes, on a comment from my side now on this. I understand that is a large document to be seen. So yes, of course, you all have the right to speak, but I think even to make the work easier to improve this by doing this written will be almost necessary, right? Mandatory at least. So yes, you can put another one, of course, but just to remember that those will help the Exco. So great. You have a direct on yourself? Okay, you can go.
Yes. Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Lisa B, PhD Germany. We just want to ask whether these changes to the text can be changed after it's adopted, or whether it has to be edited before voting. Thank you.
Now you got me. So do we have Motions Committee or Secretary General to answer on this? Or someone else from the Exco? So the question from BPAG Germany is if we can accept and then make the changes afterwards. Motions Committee, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. So, if it is that we are to vote on now, then it will be optional for the EXCO to implement it. But if it is that she wants it to be mandated, then it will be preferable to amend first before approving, because yeah, it is my suggestion. Thank you.
Okay. We have the suggestion then from Motions Committee to do the changes. I am just thinking now more standing orders wise to this, because if we have to accept first the changes to then go to voting, I understand that we are now going to discuss this, lay on the table the motion, they will make the changes, send again, and then we will vote in another opportunity, not now. So just this is how I see for the process itself. So, okay, we had the VPAG Germany comment. I will proceed. We can get into agreement on this afterwards. Let's give the chance for everyone to speak. So now I give the floor for KNPSV, the Netherlands.
Thank you for the floor, Lucinda KMP's the Netherlands. We also found some textual comments. I believe BPHD didn't mention yet, but I won't mention them now. We do have another question on point 1.1.3. What active role would EXCO have in achieving this KPI? And do you want to receive the handover document and the record? Thank you.
Okay, so can I have someone from EXCO to answer? So Dorian, you have the floor.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm just searching for the point you mentioned. Can I have the KPI number again, please?
I think it was 1.1.1, but please can you pass me? Yes, 1.1.3.
1.1.3. So regarding this, this is something that we would like to actually ask in the contact person form within the contact person and student exchange. As you know, there is a database that we collect all the information from them, and we're asking them regarding if they have received the handover, both written and also if they have had a meeting together. So this is mostly to make sure that all different people inside a member organization are actually getting a proper handover, both on document and recorded, so that we can make sure that the handover process, as we are making sure in the EXCO that this is achieved, it is also achieved on the side of member organizations. Thank you.
Thank you, Dorian, for the answer. If you have another question, KNPSV, you have your already on the floor, so then you can bring another one later. So then I will give for APF Portugal the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Margarida APF Portugal. Thank you so much for the strategic plan. It's very well done, and it reflects all of the main points that have been discussed during the mandate. So really thank you for gathering our feedback as well. We have a question regarding point 1.1.1. Since this point, I believe it wasn't in the original document that was shared with us, we would just like to ask what's the rationale behind the need for more than one official communication channel? Because from my experience as a CP, maybe having multiple communication channels sometimes can decentralize information and make it easier to miss important communication. So we just like to understand why that point was added. Thank you.
Thank you, APF Portugal. I give the floor for Dorian.
Thank you, Lorian President-elect. So regarding 1.1.1, the idea behind it was to make sure that everyone is getting alerted of what is going on within the federation, not only the people who are having an active role within member organizations, but also members of member organizations. We do believe that mostly we rely on contact persons or the SEOs to share any events that we're having within the Federation, anything's going on regionally and globally all together. But we find out that if we are going to have another communication channel other than the email, which the recipient is mostly some people that are engaged within the Federation, like CP, SEOs, or any president. So outside of those people responsible, if we're having any person who would like to become an individual member, who is an individual member, or anyone who is a member of member organizations but not actively checking the emails, we can have this extra channel to make sure that the activities and events are actually shared to everyone who is eligible to be a part of the Federation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dorian, for the answer. Then I have another one from KNPSV, the Netherlands.
Thank you, Lucinda, KNPSV, the Netherlands. Regarding point 1.2.3, by increasing the number of grants awarded, is this financially sustainable, or would this potentially mean smaller but more grants awarded? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dorian. The floor is yours again.
Thank you, and thank you for your comments. So we discussed this with the treasurer to make sure that this is going to be something achievable according to what we are doing currently within the Federation. And within the discussion that we have had was this was something beneficial to make sure that different member organizations have different people receiving grants, and make sure that we are giving the opportunity to people to be a part of grant receivers. So this was actually something that we discussed even on the percentage that we mentioned here, to make it feasible and make sure that it is something that can be achieved within this 3-year span. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now I have APEF and then KNPSV. APEF Portugal, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Margarida APF Portugal. We'd like to suggest including a point 1.1.8. We have the point written, but I'm going to read it. It would be: record and make available to the IPSF team and member organizations at least 90% of relevant training and information sessions delivered during the mandate, ensuring that the materials remain accessible only while the content is relevant and accurate. The aim behind this would be to, since we have many MOs starting mandates in different points, the aim of this would be to make sure that we have this content accessible for everyone, and also reduce the workload on EXCO in needing to do multiple trainings on the same subjects throughout the mandates.
Thank you, APEF Portugal. I believe that Dorian will continue. So Dorian, President-elect, you have the floor.
Thank you, Dorian, President-elect. Thank you for your points. Regarding this, I would just like to address that in Objective 2.3 and for adaptive soft skills, we try to put the trainings and all related things to training under there. So I do believe that this can also be added there when we're talking about training documents, both related to member organizations event, to put here to make sure that if they're going to use it, they also find it under the training documents. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dorian. So then I am followed by KNPSV, the Netherlands. You have the floor.
Thank you, Lucinda, KNPSV, the Netherlands. Regarding point 1.3.1, increasing voting participation, we think 90% for the General Assembly and regional assemblies might be a bit high due to financial factors playing a part in being able to attend these events in person. Hybrid assemblies might provide a solution to this problem, but would require some reforms in the ways we conduct our assemblies. What is your view on this? Thank you.
Thank you very much, KNPSV, the Netherlands. Dorian, are you going again? You may have the floor.
Thank you. Just may I have a clarification on the number of the KPI that you referred to? Sorry. Thank you.
Lucinda, you may have the floor.
I also typed it in the chat, but it's 1.3.1.
Perfect. Dorian, you have the floor again.
Thank you for the floor, Dorian President-elect. So regarding 1.3.1, regarding the voting participation, we would like to just clarify that this is the eligible member organization in the General Assembly. So I do believe that in different General Assemblies, we might lose different member organization with voting rights inside the General Assembly and regional assemblies. This was mostly to make sure that official delegates joining the General Assemblies to be a part of General Assembly show up, and we have at least 90% of those voting inside the General Assembly. So I do believe that this is not going to put a burden on the number of member organizations joining in person or even online to the GA, but the people who have registered to be a part of General Assembly as official delegates to be more responsible regarding the role that they are taking as official delegates. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dorian President-elect, for the answer. Just to confirm, Ken Pasvi, is this a new comment or is this the past one?
This is the past one.
Is the past one. Perfect. So the floor is still open. So if anyone would like to speak. So now, before I move to end the motion somehow, I still have this question from BPAG Germany that we need to address. So I see two options, right? One is to approve and make the changes later, which is not what was approved by the motions committee, and the one is to make the changes, and then we have the approval, which means that we would need a procedural motion to lay the motion on the table for this approach. Before we do one or another, I have your procedural motion, just a second. Just can I have a thumbs up for, okay, I can see that Dorian wants to speak, but more a thumbs up that, okay, we are good with this approach, Michelle? I guess that I guess your procedural motion, VPAG, is for this, right? For laying the table. So I will just see what Dorian would like to say, as she's the one giving motivation on this. Dorian, you have the floor.
Thank you, Dorian President-elect. I just wanted to mention that we can maybe table this to the last motion of this session. I will try my best to implement all the changes mentioned here into the document and update the file inside the GA folder to make sure that we are discussing about this and making it finalized as we had this discussion in this session. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So then I have procedural motion from BPAG Germany, which is do I have to lay the table on the table? So do I have a seconder for this? Okay, I got first CPSA Croatia as seconder for this motion. This is a motion with debate, right? If I will remember. So would anyone would like to debate? Let me put some lines here. Would anyone like to debate on the procedural motion to table the motion 93? Proposed by PAG Germany and seconded by CPSA Croatia. I see no comments on the procedural motion. Going once, going twice. So remember, it's a procedural motion, you cannot abstain. So all those against tabling this motion, please react on the chat. Well, as no one voted against, the motion is tabled unanimously. I will leave this on the responsibility for Dorian and of course for Michelle to do the changes on the documentations and upload again on the Congress folder. Michelle, you want to clarify something? You may have the floor.
Thank you for the floor, Michelle Mayuba, IPSF Secretary General. I just wanted to get further clarification. Has it been tabled to the last motion for this session as Dorian has suggested, or is it maybe lying on the table until maybe towards the end of the General Assembly? Thank you.
While the BPAG can give her view on this, as a from parliamentarian view on this, I believe that it's better for you to ensure that the changes were done, and then you bring it back, right? If you plan something then cannot be done, there are many comments, this might be hard. BPAG, as the questions for you, I can let you speak. You have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Lisa, BPHD Germany. Yeah, we would like to table it to in the agenda item on members and association applications. So hopefully that is kind of vague enough to do it at whatever point is possible today or tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Nice that you found everyone a very reasonable decision on this. So the motion is tabled, the changes will be done, and then it brings back on the block of the members. So thank you very much on this. We now move on. So now we move for motion 94 proposed by the Executive Committee. This, the 72nd IPSF General Assembly accepts and adopts the investigation report on the president-elect position. Just on a curiosity, I think it's the second time that we have almost the same wording for this motion. When we made the president-elect like 12 years ago or something, it was even the wording was very similar. So it's nice to see that this is investigating again after so long, so much time, right? So okay, for this, I would like to invite the EXCO. So Dorian, you have the floor to give motivation on motion 94.
Thank you, Dorian President-elect. So, as discussed in the previous General Assembly in Nairobi, Kenya, we have had the motion to investigate on the President-elect position in this mandate. And for this purpose, I went through the documentation that we have had regarding the President-elect position. So, in the 62nd General Assembly, there was no President-elect position. And in 2015 to 2016, we already have the Vice Presidents. And in the 61st General Assembly in India, 2015, it was suggested to add president-elect position into the executive committee. And I went through the discussion that was actually happened through that General Assembly, and also get some information from the FIPECPG on the responsibilities that they have under the position of the president-elect that they are currently having inside their executive committee. And it was also a form gathered from both executive committee members and the CPs, SEOs, and also HLM and alumni that I shared that form with them. And within the investigation, you can see the file that I shared with you. Mostly the comments were gathered, and also as coming to the conclusion, we find that it is better to add different responsibilities to this position. Currently, that the training portfolio is no more under president-elect and is back to professional development. So as the proposed changes to the ODs, we have gathered some additional points to put under president-elect position, which mostly is to help the external relations and finding partners, and also being in connection with different executive committee members. The other things is also regarding gathering the information and being the one involved within the work of the president. So all the changes that we actually put under the president-elect is also being a part of the policy committee. We think that within these changes, putting into the president-elect position, the position will be more an active position and also with more responsibilities, having a team by their side, and somehow maybe the whatever they're doing inside the position can be more seen within different members of the federation. So the conclusion is also mentioned in the file that we shared with you, but if I want to just summarize it, is to keep but increase the activities of the position inside the work of the executive committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dorian, for the motivation on the motion 94. I am now opening the floor for discussion. Okay, I have BPAG Germany. You have the floor.
Yes, thank you for the floor, Omid PhD Germany. Thank you also for preparing this investigation report and for conducting this survey for this investigation. We agreed with the assessment that the PLEC position as it currently exists in IPSF should gain insights from different portfolios, and expanding the external work of PLEC is great. We have a question on the assessment of the necessity of the PLEC position as such. This was also mandated to be investigated. First, were there any outcomes on this? And we were wondering why a comparative review was only done with FIP ECPG and not with other organizations like IFMSA, FIP, IADS, EPSA, or any other similar organizations like that, especially in regards to the question whether the PLEC position is needed. Some of the other organizations have opted for different structures. We thought it would have been interesting to investigate how they work without a PLEC. Thank you.
Thank you, BPAG Germany. I will give the floor for Dorian, President-elect.
Thank you, Dorian, President-elect. Thank you for your question. So regarding the different partners that we reach out to, we have the formal communication as the President-elect is mostly in connection with the FIP CPG. But I have gone through different documents that I got from different like IFMSA as well. But as we are also a student federation and the positions that we're having somehow may differ with, for example, FIP itself or other kinds of partners that we're currently having, we find that maybe FIP ECPG might be the closer thing to look at. But to make sure about the necessity of the position itself, I tried to gather information and insight, but not officially through the connections that I have had. But the responses that we got and the connection that we have had was most with FIP ECPG. So that was the reason why we have highlighted that inside the report that we also shared with everyone to make sure that we are relying on documentations that we have received, not only the communications or the chats that personally I have had with different people. Thank you.
Thank you, Dorian, for your answer to PPAG Germany. The floor is still open. If anyone would like to speak, please use the form. I see no further interventions. Yes, I see further intervention. BPAG Germany, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you for your own BPH Germany. Just like as a follow-up, do you think it would be feasible to, as you've said that you didn't have the contact to properly investigate into these different structures, it would be feasible in the future to perhaps try to establish these contacts and also try to make that bridge into also investigating those different structures, if they could be applicable or if we could gather any insights from that for our own elect position? Thank you.
Thank you very much, BPAG Germany. Now I give the floor for Dorian.
Thank you, Dorian, President-elect. Definitely, this is something that we're looking forward to because as we also actually added some changes to the position this year, for example, like adding the policy committee into the President-elect position, it's still like a try and error, and we need to find the most effective and efficient way to use the President-elect position. And definitely, this is something that we are looking forward to. With both President and President-elect reaching out to different connections that they have to make sure that we are using the most out of the capacity that we currently have with having the President-elect position. And we will definitely consider this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dorian. So the floor is still open. So I am going once. I am going twice. Thank you very much, Dorian, for the work on this motion, and of course, the rest of the team and everyone. So now we are moving on to vote on the motion 94. So all those against motion 94, please vote on the chat. Anyone who abstains on voting for motion 94, please react on the chat. Motion 94 is approved unanimous. Thank you very much for everyone who worked on this investigation report. We are now moving on. So, okay, I understand that this one was already voted, which brings me to the motion 95. But as the last time, we also had a motion in the middle that was already approved. Michelle, please give me a thumbs up if this is the correct next one. The one before is like 88 and is on extra meeting secretary. So I'm assuming that this is the next one. Okay. I will read the motion then. Now we are on the motion 96, proposed by BPAG Germany. Oh, yes, the technical from Michelle. Michelle, you have the floor.
The screen is, actually it's good. It's good. Sorry.
It's good. If it's good, it's better then. Then let me go back to read the motion. So this is the motion 96 proposed by BPAG Germany, seconded by LPSA Lebanon. This, the 72nd IPSF General Assembly, mandates the chairpersons of pharmacy education, professional development, and public health to develop and encourage cross-portfolio campaigns, workshops, and competition addressing healthcare challenges from all three perspectives, including regional projects and collaborations with other student organizations, which shall be achieved continuously. So I'd like to give you the floor for BPAG Germany for 3 minutes motivation on the motion 96. You may have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Lisa, BPhD Germany. So with this motion, we believe that through cross-portfolio collaboration, more than one relevant perspective can be brought up in projects or in events, and kind of integrated learning experiences can be provided through that. And we believe it would be valuable to kind of intentionally organize campaigns which address more than one portfolio. Thank you.
Thank you very much, BPAG Germany. I give the floor for LPSA Lebanon to give a motivation seconder.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. This is Fatima from LPSA Lebanon. As LPSA, we strongly believe in the value of collaboration, not only within IPSF, but also beyond this. By encouraging interportfolio collaboration, as Lisa said, we can bring together different perspectives, skills, and experiences to create more impactful projects and meaningful learning opportunities for our members. We also believe that connecting with other healthcare, scientific, and students' organizations can help IPSF members broaden their horizon, exchange knowledge, and better understand the importance of teamwork within the healthcare field. Thank you.
Thank you very much, LPSA Lebanon, for the motivation on the motion 96. I would like to open the floor for discussion. No discussions on the motion? Okay, so I am going once. I am going twice. Thank you very much, BPAG Germany and LPSA Lebanon for proposing this motion. Now we are going to move for vote. All those against motion 96, please react on the chat. All those who abstain on voting for motion 96. Thank you very much for the work of both organizations. The motion is approved unanimously. Let's wait for the results to be on the screen, and then we move on. Great. So we are, I'm here moving the system, and I can see the light in the end of the tunnel. We are almost there. So we have another motion. from our members. So now I read the motion 97 proposed by BPAG Germany, second by MAPS India. This, the 72nd IPSF General Assembly, mandates the chairpersons of pharmacy education, professional development, and public health to create a comprehensive database of resource persons for their respective portfolio and to keep it updated. This motion shall be achieved continuously and shall not be reviewed. I would like to give the floor for BPAG Germany to provide the 3 minutes motivation on this motion. You have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Lisa, BPHD Germany. So with this motion, we believe that a shared database would ensure that IPSF has a sustainable track record of resource persons that IPSF has worked with across the 3Ps. This would include speakers, jurors, mentors, advisors, and partners, and it will be beneficial for future mandates. For it can reduce the effort of searching for completely new people each mandate, and the good ones can also be contacted again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, BPAG Germany, for the motivation. Now I give the floor for MAPS India for 3 minutes motivation on the motion set 97. You have the floor.
Thank you for the floor, Chair. Tanvi Ambekar, MAPS India. MAPS seconds the proposed motion. We believe this motion would possibly also enable the chairpersons to assist the regional projects in sharing recommendations of resource persons with the regional offices when and if their projects may also need resource persons. In addition, the list would also be useful during transitions between mandates to support better event planning, specifically in case of a project which is not completed in one mandate and is required to continue further. Thank you.
Thank you very much, MAPS India, for your comment, for your motivation on this motion. I now open the floor for discussion on the motion 97. No one? So I am going once. I am now going twice. Thank you very much, BPAG Germany and MAPS India for submitting this motion. Now I close the floor for discussion and we move for the open vote. All those against motion 97, please vote on the chat box. All those who abstain, you may now vote on the chat box. Thank you very much, everyone, for the support. The motion is approved unanimously. So the results are on the screen. We move on. So as what I can see here, and I think this is an important question to ask, the motions that I have ready here to do are now only the motions for members, right? On my list, I will even give a second look here on the heartbeat database. Yes, that sounds quite correct. So now we have only the motions for new members for the MIA applications. So yes, let's ask Sally here and for Michelle if we should move on with those now. Because we need then present, right, to answer questions. Michelle, yes, please, you have the floor.
Thank you for the floor, Michelle Maibe, IPSF Secretary General. Yes, the first 2 member organizations are ready and present. Then the next 2 are not there, but the next 2 are there. So tentatively, we have 4 potential member in associations on standby. We just have to table 2 of them that are in between the 2 that are ready and the other 2. Yeah, so we've contacted 6 of them. The first 2 are ready. The next 2 the timings are a bit hard for them. And then the last 2 from the 6 are ready as well. So yeah, I think we can proceed.
Wonderful news. So I guess that I can open now for AEPG Gabon presentation video. Salif, may you put it for us?
Good morning, IPSF. I am Sandra, the head of External Relations and Partnership of the Gabonese Pharmacy Student Association, AEPG, and also the contact person for this mandate. Today, I am truly happy to be able to introduce our association and to explain why we want to join the International Pharmaceutical Student Federation, IPSF. The APG was founded on February 17, 2017. We represent pharmacy students all across Gabon, as well as recent graduates up to 4 years after graduations from the 3 major schools who form pharmacists in Gabon. Today, we have around 150 active members, and membership in the APG is open to all pharmacy students. Students simply register, they pay their membership fees as well as monthly contributions, and they are asked to actively participate in our activities and projects. The IPG, is a non-governmental, non-profit, non-religious, non-political association. We are fully committed to serving pharmacy students and promote public health. So with that, we are fully aligned with the principles of the IPSF. Our main activities focus on awareness campaigns like for the World AIDS Day, World Diabetes Day, World Malaria Day. We not only educate the students and the population, we conduct free screenings and we distribute preventive materials. We organize scientific and pharmaceutical events like the campaign against street medicine, pharmaceutical treatments. We also promote professional development for our students, like for the World Pharmacist Day, where we organize scientific conferences where the students can meet the pharmacists, so the elders gain advices and learn. Our organizational structure is transparent and democratic. It includes a president, the general secretary, the treasury, head of different departments, advisors, registered members, and a dedicated place for the contact person and the student exchange officers. All executive members are elected conforming to our statute during the General Assembly with a democratic voting process. Regarding sustainability, we are confident in our ability to meet our IPSF commitments. Our membership fees are primarily financed through our monthly contributions from the members. And in addition, we have institutional partners and sponsors that support both our activities and also opportunities like to send official delegates to IPSF events. Joining IPSF is an important milestone for us. It will allow our members to exchange knowledge with pharmacy students worldwide. We can also be able to contribute to the global public health
of the General Assembly. For FEF Spain, are you looking to speak? No. Okay. Okay, so the live stream is back. Can I get the confirmation that our Sandra is here? I can see that Sandra is on the waiting room. I guess I can just approve her, right, to enter. Right, yes, so I'm bringing Sandra back. Hello, Sandra. I hope that you can hear us. I am very proud to announce that AEPG Gabon was accepted as member in association of IPSF with 22 votes for. Congratulations. You are very welcome to the federation. I can give you the chance to address to the GA and talk a little if you want. Sandra, you might have the floor.
Okay, so thank you, Chair, for the floor. I'm Sandra Emiem, the head of external relations to AEPG Gabon, and I'm very happy of getting these news tonight. So thank you so much all for accepting us into the IPSF family.
Thank you very much, Sandra. We welcome you to our family, and we wish the best for our collaboration with the AEPG Gabon. And now we move on for the next one.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Yes, for the new members, you have been in touch with Sally and with the people with the regional working group. Don't forget, they will always be there to support. So now we are moving on for the next application. So now we are going to motion 12. So it reads, motion 12 proposed by the Executive Committee. This is the 72nd IPSF General Assembly accepts APSU Azerbaijan as a member in association of IPSF and welcomes them to the Federation. So now we will have the presentation. Sally, you can press play.
From the land of fire. I am Nihat Japarov, the president of Azerbaijan Pharmaceutical Students Union, and let me introduce my presentation about APSU. What's APSU? The Azerbaijan Pharmaceutical Students Union is a leading national platform bringing together pharmaceutical students and young professionals from all of regions Azerbaijan. Guided by the principles of the International Pharmaceutical Students Federation, our union serves the development of pharmaceutical education, science, and practice in the country. Currently, and coordinates public health campaigns. And our executive board consists of president, vice presidents for internal and external relations, coordinators for activities, members, PR and social media and finance, and our national officers on pharmacy education, public health, startups and innovation, research, and exchange. And our core structural status. APSU was founded with the strategic support of AzerMDS and proudly operates under its organizational umbrella. This foundational ecosystem provides APSU with valuable institutional infrastructure, resource sharing, and professional mentorship, while navigating under the AzerMDS umbrella to execute nationwide pharmacy and public health initiatives. APSU retains full operational autonomy, independent executive leadership, and distinct decision-making authority, satisfying all governance requirements to function as a sovereign IPSF member organization. And our main activities are webinars with foreign pharmacists, seminars and conferences, English conversation clubs, where we learn English better. You see gifts for our participants. And the last one, student exchange program. As members of APSU, we are deeply driven by shared ambition to break out of our comfort zones and engage with the world through student exchange programs. We aren't just looking for an academic detour. We are genuinely hungry to learn, adapt, and absorb global perspectives and can reshape our future. Our goal is to bridge the gap between classroom theory and the real-world execution, which is why we actively seek out hands-on and practical experience in international environments. We want to test our skills, face new challenges, and collaborate with diverse minds. For us, an exchange program is the ultimate platform to transform our raw enthusiasm into tangible expertise, and we are completely ready to put in the work to make it happen. And the last slide, I want to say you our slogan, Excellence in Pharmacy, Unity in Action. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. Can we have the screen back? Thank you very much, Sally, for putting the video, and AIPSU Azerbaijan for the presentation. Let me confirm, do we have the representative of AIPSU with us? You can show up, give us a hi. I have a point of order from Michelle.
Michelle, thank you for the floor. Michelle Mebe, PSF Secretary General. We've just closed quorum. We're currently at 24 full members present and voting. Potentially, we could suspend standing orders for 5 minutes, see if more MOs join, and then we resume. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess that we don't have much to do, but so, okay. Can I have a procedural motion to suspend the standing orders? Okay, I have first a procedural point of order for KN+V.
Thank you, Lucinda, KMP Sweden Netherlands. I also mentioned this in WhatsApp group, but for the vote from Gabon, we also didn't have quorum because spoiled votes don't count to the total in online GA because a spoiled vote is a blanco or not voted. So we didn't have quorum for that vote as well.
I'll be honest, I didn't see the presentation. That's presentation of the WhatsApp group, but I have Michelle wanting to speak. I'm not sure if BPHG wants. You are doing like some strange moves with your hands. Maybe you want to speak? First, Michelle. Michelle, you have the floor.
Michelle Maiba, thank you for the floor. Michelle Maiba, PSF SecGen. Actually, that's a proposed change to the OD so that we don't officially have it counting. But then we did a consultation with the motions committee at the start of the GA. And I think until the proposed changes are approved, the uncasted votes still count. Yeah.
So let me resume, summarize the situation now. So we currently do not have quorum, as confirmed by Michelle. We want to make a small break to see if we can bring people back. On the other hand, I can also see that we have 1 hour and 10 minutes to end the session for today. So let's do this quick and give this 10 minutes. And I, of course, already have a BPHG Germany proposing a procedural motion. I understand that it's that's the one to suspend the standing orders. Do I have a seconder? Yes, ASEP Algeria was quicker. So ASEP Algeria seconded this. Anyone against? Yeah, sorry, like I say, no one against. So now the standing orders are suspended. I'll give the roll call. I will give the floor for Michelle.
Thank you for the floor. We'll proceed to roll call. I'll read out the names of the member organizations that are present or that were considered present. AEPSN Senegal, IFM Guinea, APEF Portugal, ASEPA Algeria, BPHG Germany, BPSA, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, CAPSA Cameroon, CPSA Croatia, EPSF Egypt, FASFA Romania, FOP Nepal, IFSA Iran, KNPSV the Netherlands, KEFSA Kenya, KNAPS Republic of Korea, LPSA Lebanon, NAPSA Serbia, NOPSA Norway, NUSPU Singapore, and ZAPSO New Zealand, SAPSAF South Africa, TAPSA Tanzania, TUPS Estonia, TPAYC Turkey.
Okay, so now is on Brazilian time, of course, it's 4:52, which means that I'll give this full 8 minutes. We come back here in 8 minutes in the turn of the hour. So we have 8 minutes to do this. Take the chance to go to the toilet. Take the chance to try to remember your friend that they should be here. See you soon.